Sony. High definition, it's in Sony's DNA. Week 13, the National Football League, Miami, St. Louis next on CBS.
Presenting Subway Fresh Buzz, a look at football's most buzzworthy teams, brought to you by Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong. Subway, eat fresh. The sun is shining on the New York Jets. With the 5th-ranked offense in the conference, the Jets have won 5 straight games and are alone in first place in the AFC East.
The Jets are starting to look like a team that not only could be AFC contenders, they could be Super Bowl contenders.
$5 footlong. $5 footlong. It's good going strong.
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong. Lots and lots like the delicious oven-roasted chicken breast, black forest ham, and the Oh My meatball marinara. $5 footlongs, all day, every day.
At Subway.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
And welcome back. We're all set. Tony Sparano, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and his team losing to New England last week, 48-28. Meanwhile, Jim Haslett, the interim coach of this Rams squad, and the Rams falling to the Chicago Bears 27-3. 11th meeting between these two teams. Dolphins lead the series 8-2. Their last meeting 2004 when Miami won it 31-14. Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. What should we pay attention to as this one gets ready to begin?
Well, both these teams have a lot going on, Gus. They have a lot of underplots. You know, the Dolphins last week lost a bitter game to the New England Patriots. You can tell they were worried. The coaching staff was worried, and the players were guarding against letting that loss last week count for 2. Because as you mentioned, Gus, this is a team still in the playoffs, and the Rams, they get that guy back. Steven Jackson is a huge difference maker. I don't know that he's 100% coming back, but you know they're going to give him a chance to find out. And the Rams have really missed him. He gives them an opportunity to run the football better and therefore keep Mark Bulger on his feet and be able to throw it better. Everything offensively, defensively, and special teams gets better when Steven Jackson's on the field for the Rams.
Miami won the toss. They deferred, so St. Louis will receive as Dan Carpenter sends it away to Derek Stanley. It's the Dolphins and the Rams, and we're underway from downtown St. Louis. Here's Stanley inside the 5. Crosses the 20, hops forward, and gets to the 23-yard line before being stopped. Courtney Bryan with the shoestring tackle, a return of 21 yards. So that brings on Mark Bulger. Last week, he suffered a concussion on their opening drive against the Bears and was replaced by Trent Green. As you take a look at his numbers, 7 touchdown passes, 113 career touchdown passes for Bulger, 4th all-time in St. Louis Rams history. First down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Steven Jackson lines up as a single setback. They give it to him, and a huge hole for Steven Jackson as he gets to the 35-yard line and gains 11 yards. The Rams overall in the NFL ranked 29th in offense. They're 28th in passing, 28th in rushing. Orlando Pace returns to the lineup. He missed last week with a knee injury, but it's good to have the big fella back at his left tackle position. Backs and receivers, Torrey Holt, maybe a Hall of Famer, 4 catches, 84 yards last week in their loss to the Bears. First down and 10 to the 34. Here's Jack again running. Straight ahead, he dives forward and gets to the 41-yard line. Last week against New England, the Dolphins allowed 530 yards of offense, the most they've allowed since 1995. Holiday, one of the leaders with Ferguson and Langford. How about Joey Porter in his 10th season, 14.5 sacks. He is heading to a Pro Bowl. Adele Crowder and Roth. And in the secondary, Will Allen is in his 8th year out of Syracuse, having a very solid year. And there's the former Giant. Second down and 4 at the 40-yard line. Bulger in the shotgun now. Here comes a blitz from the corner. Bulger going up top. And it's incomplete. Flag on the play. Donnie Avery, the intended receiver. Joey Thomas covering him, but let's see.
Yeah, this is going to be defensive pass interference or perhaps illegal contact down the field. You call it, Gus, working against
pass interference. Defense number 41. Penalizing the spot of the foul and a first down.
So that goes against Thomas, and Donnie Avery has been playing some excellent football of late.
And this is the thing, you said it, Gus, they send the blitz, so they're man-to-man on the outside, and he puts his hand right on the shoulder and pushes off and keeps himself ahead of the receiver. You can't do that. If you're going to keep up with the receiver, you got to turn and run and just run with him, and he can't put his hands on him, and he got called.
17-yard penalty, and the Rams go back to the ground. Steven Jackson over the right side, stopped by Vonnie Holiday. That's a 2-yard pickup. So Steven Jackson, it's been a rocky year for him. He missed the first 27 days of training camp in a contract holdout. And then after one of his best games of the year, 160 yards rushing against the Dallas Cowboys, he injured his thigh, Steve, and has missed 4 of the last 5.
Yeah, and that's a huge loss for them. You see, they run a lot. They run a lot of 2 tight ends and 3 wides. There's only 1 back there. So if they want to run it, they've got 1 guy to hand it to. And they've also lost his 2 backups.
Here's Bolger looking for Jackson out of the backfield, has him, breaks a tackle, gets up the sideline. Here comes Jackson, and Steven Jackson out of bounds at the 25. Not only is he a terrific runner, but he can really catch the rock out of the backfield.
No question, he caught that and made the first defender miss as he came out on the wing. You see how important he is to this offense, Gus. This first series has been Steven Jackson all over, and you kind of think, you know, he's been out for 4 or 5 weeks. You hope he's 100% coming into play this game, because they're going to find out in a big hurry. He's carrying this team on his back, even at this early stage.
So Steven Jackson, a first-round pick, 24th overall in 2004 out of Oregon State. Gained 16 on that play. First down at the 25. Opening drive for the Rams, and Jackson powering forward, and he is wrapped up at the 21-yard line. A 4-yard gain.
Well, Steven Jackson, I mean, you look at what he does. He changes everything. He's got over 500 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns this season. But he's missed 4 of the last 5 games, so he's done that in very few football games. Gus, his presence on the field really changes everything. And I said offense, defense, and special teams, you really can't overstate it. This is a team that's been ravaged by injuries offensively, and with him back in the lineup, they're legitimate right away.
Already with 56 yards, Jackson on this drive. Pittman checks in. Here's Bolger looking, incomplete, and this should be another penalty. Yes, it will be. Joey Thomas. Pass interference again. Donnie Avery, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Gus. If I'm the Rams, I'm raising my eyebrows a little bit right now.
Pass interference. Defense number 41. Penalizing the spot of the foul and a first down.
Because Donnie Avery, when you get him on single coverage with Thomas, throw at him. I mean, because he is really, really beating him hard, and Thomas is panicking and pulling him down, jerking him to the ground, doing all kinds of things to try and stay with him, and he just can't. That's a matchup you got to exploit.
That's a 14-yard penalty. First down and goal at the 7. And they run it. Pittman on the season. The Rams in the red zone, 17 possessions, 5 touchdowns, 8 field goals. They've thrown 2 interceptions and missed a field goal in the red zone.
Yeah, in the last 3 games, you mentioned it. We mentioned at the top, Gus. They've been outscored 99-6 in the first half of their last 3 games. They've only been in the red zone twice in those games. They have not played well offensively at all.
Steven Jackson back in the game now. He lines up as a wingback. Mark Bolger in the shotgun. Here's Bolger looking underneath, and he just dumps it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a play that was designed, Gus, to go to the back of the end zone. The Dolphins defended it perfectly, and Bolger, as smart quarterback that he is, throws it out the back of the end zone. We spoke to Mark Bolger. During the week, and he said, yeah, we've got some holes offensively, but this is a guy, Mark Bolger, says, you know, I've been here when we've been not just good, we've been really good. And it's tough to come out and struggle the way we have with injuries and the inconsistent play, but, you know, you may not be as good on offense, but your quarterback's still the same guy, and he makes good decisions. And that was a good one to throw it away. 3rd
down and goal at the 5. 8th play of the drive that started at the St. Louis 23. Here's Bolger looking, fires, Incomplete in the back of the end zone. Joey Thomas covering, intended for Torrey Holt. And the Rams will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Well, Torrey Holt gets out to the back of the end zone and he steps out on the white line. So even if he would have pulled this down, you see right there his foot's on the line. You see the hat coming down from the official. When you step out of bounds, you cannot come back in and catch a pass. And you see where the official threw his hat down on the ground. And that negates the play right there going to Torrey Holt.
Brings on Josh Brown, 19 of 23 this year. A 23-yard attempt, up and good. So the Rams marching down the field, score on their opening drive here in the first quarter to take a 3-0 lead. Welcome back as the Rams take a 3-0 lead over the Miami Dolphins. Brown will send it away. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep. 9-play, 72-yard drive for the Rams, eating up 4 minutes and 7 seconds. And here's Ted Ginn Jr. starting from the 3. Tries to bounce it outside and will be taken down at the 17-yard line by Jonathan Wade. A 15-yard return. So here comes the quarterback, the veteran, the leader, Chad Pennington.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. And by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Welcome back to St. Louis. 3-0. Rams score on their opening drive. And now the Dolphins take over. First down and 10 at their own 18 for Chad Pennington in the shotgun. Ronnie Brown in motion out of the backfield. And a flag on the play. Looks like some movement on the line.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So that's Jake Long, the left tackle. Chad Pennington, 24-41 last week against New England. 341 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns. Was intercepted once and sacked twice. Those 3 touchdowns mark the first time a Dolphin has thrown 3 touchdowns in a game since November 23rd of 06 when Joey Harrington did it on Thanksgiving Day against the Detroit Lions. First down and 10 of the 18. Here's the handoff, second man through. Ronnie Brown breaks a tackle, keeps it going as Brown runs right over Corey Chavis. Clifton Ryan brings him down. So offensively, let's take a look for Miami, ranked 8th in the NFL, 8th in passing, 15th in rushing. Jake Long, first overall pick out of Michigan. He's got a tender right ankle, but he's going anyway. The backs and the receivers with Camarillo out of the lineup for the rest of the year with the knee injury. Somebody has to step up as a receiver, and they're looking for Devon Bess, a rookie out of Hawaii, to take a big step forward today. Second down and 8 from the 20. Here's a handoff. Ronnie Brown running over the right side, slashing. And Brown goes down at the 26. Corey Chavis with the tackle. Last week against Chicago, the Rams defense forced 2 turnovers and held the Bears to only 3 points in the second half. Chris Long, the son of Hall of Famer Howie Long, second overall pick. He'll go against Jake Long, so that'll be an interesting matchup to watch today. The linebackers, Babora, Mr. Irrelevant, last man taken in the draft, gets his first start, and Atagwe has been Mr. Everything the last 8 games. He's forced 4 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, and recovered 2 fumbles. Third down and 3 at the 25. And Pennington to the sideline. Ted Ginn Jr. Big time reception at the 39-yard line, and he's taken down. Atagwe with the tackle, but it's a gain of 15.
Yeah, Chad Pennington has time, watches a little bit of a twitch at the offensive line. It doesn't get called, but as the play comes off, is there a player down in the backfield? As the play came off, Ginn came deep down the field, down the sidelines. and got hit by Pennington.
So there's an injured player. We'll see as we step away. 3-0 St. Louis. Welcome back. Justin Smiley has to be helped off the field, and
yeah, it's not good. You'll see right here, this foot right there is going to get rolled on, and that is not good right there. And Justin Smiley is, I mean, these guys, they'll walk off with a pretty bad hurt, but when they hold it up off the ground like that, they're in some serious, serious pain.
And he's replaced by Andy Alman. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Ricky Williams in at running back now. Play fake. Pennington sets up, and he's hit as he throws. Some great pressure being applied by Chris Long.
Yeah, he just ran right around Jake Long. You'll see here, this is the matchup we talked about. Number 1 in the draft versus number 2. And on the first series, Chris Long gets loose, and Pennington's lucky to get rid of this. And I'll tell you what, if Chris Long doesn't get there, he's going to get some help from Ryan coming up right through the middle. They had 2 guys running free on that. Pennington got rid of the football, but the Dolphins let some pressure leak through on that one, no question about it.
Second down and 10 at the 40. Chris Long on the season with 4 sacks. Here's the handoff. Ronnie Brown, and Brown crosses the 45 up to the 46.5-yard line, a 6-yard gain. Vobora with the tackle, the rookie out of Idaho.
When you look back at this, it's really interesting, Gus, because you rarely see 2 guys drafted as high as you can get drafted going against each other. You'll see them in the same game sometimes, but these 2 guys are going head-to-head, man-to-man, one-on-one all day.
And you wonder how many times this has happened. The first overall pick being an offensive tackle, the second overall pick being a defensive tackle, going at each other their rookie seasons. Third down and 4 at the 46. And Pennington, screen pass. Not a lot of room over that right side. Some nice tackling, Jason Kraft, and it's only a 1-yard gain.
You know, watch, this is well defended by the Rams. They see the blocking right out front and then just slips in behind. That's a great play by Kraft sliding in. It's a veteran player who's seen all that stuff before, knows exactly how to play it. One guy out there's got to be free, and he's got to make the tackle, and Kraft did.
Devon Best, the receiver. So the Dolphins send it away. Stanley with the fair catch at the 20-yard line. A 33-yard punt. Coming up, Rams on top 3-0 with the football.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nikon. Check out the ultra compact and easy to use Nikon D60. And by The Fit, new from Honda. The Fit is go.
Welcome back. St. Louis with a 3-0 lead. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker. Downtown St. Louis as the Rams break to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10 at their own 20. Bolger, Steven Jackson trying to jump through the hole, and he'll get to the 22 and pick up 2 yards on the play. Randy Starks gets him. So the Rams have struggled in the first half. They're the first team in NFL history to allow at least 24 points in the first half in 4 consecutive games.
Man, you look at this. I mean, it's one thing after another. The points, the defensive sacks, the yards, the turnovers, the efficiency in the red zone, everything going wrong in the first half of these last few games for the Rams.
Second down and 8 at the 22. Jackson again, and Jackson pops it free and gets to the 35. 13-yard gain for Steven Jackson. Jeremiah Bell stops him. But all of a sudden, the Rams have established themselves on the ground.
Watch what's going to happen right here as they move out, and Jackson just cuts in behind as the offensive line jumps up to the second level and does a nice job. And Jackson, using his visions, real patient, waits for Greco to come in and pick up the safety dropping down into the box and gets right past him into the secondary.
Injuries a major problem with this team this season, but when they have been moderately healthy, they've beaten some pretty nice teams, Dallas and the Washington Redskins. There's Jackson, who had 160 yards rushing against the Dallas Cowboys. his best game of the season.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gus. You talk about this thing. They've won 2 games against Washington and Dallas, and they played very well in those games. And those are 2 really good football teams. So you get the feeling that it's in there somewhere for this Rams offense when they're healthy and clicking. Somewhere in there is a really good offense that hasn't come out all that much this year.
Jackson already with 42 yards rushing on 7 carries here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 6 at the 39. Bulger underneath, caught, and it's Torrey Holt. Jeremiah Bell jumps on his back, but a 7-yard gain, 1st down, Rams. Now let's go to James Brown in New York for an NFL update.
Gus and the Hall of Famer to be, D'Angelo Williams, with his 5th consecutive game with a rushing touchdown. That is a team record, capping 6 plays, 42 yards, 7-0 Carolina. Back to Gus and the Hall of Famer to be.
That's right. Steve Tasker, we got to get you in there, bro.
I'm not even going to get in the Hall of Fame in my own house.
Underneath that one, knocked down Torrey Holt, the intended receiver, on the slant.
You know, you talk about this Rams and that last play, and this was a good little quick pass right there. Mark Bulger last week, man, and so was Trent Green when he got in there. They were under pressure all game. Mark Bulger made it 3 plays before he got knocked out of the game. But already today, with Steven Jackson carrying the football, Mark Bulger has all kinds of time to throw. When they decide they need to throw, nobody's even looking at him for the pass rush. They're just looking at Steven Jackson or whoever else is in the backfield. It makes a huge difference for every facet of their offense.
Antonio Pittman in the game at running back now. 2nd down and 10 at the 47. Here's the draw play. Pittman with some running room as he crosses the 50 and gets inside Miami territory. Bell again with the tackle, but it's a gain of 5.
Yeah, they've got a lot of knowledge on this offense. Now, Al Saunders, the offensive coordinator, I spoke to him before the game. They've had some struggles with injuries this year, and we've talked about it, and they talk about it a lot, but you can't get away from it. Steven Jackson's only one of the guys. Pittman, even his backup, missed some time as well. So when you start missing guys like that, your offense slowly loses its ability to play well.
3rd down and 5 at the 48. They need to go to the 43.5 for a 1st down. Bulger in the shotgun, looking underneath, caught, nice throw, and a beautiful catch. A gain of 8 yards. Dane Looker, 8th year out of Washington, picks up the 1st down in front of Will Allen.
Right there, he's going to come off the line of scrimmage and just work in and then plant and come right back out. A little juke route. Used to call Will Allen, does a nice job with it, but when the quarterback's got some time and can find the guy, you almost have to grab him and hold him to keep him from getting separation, particularly with an accurate quarterback.
1st down and 10 at the 40. Jackson in the backfield. Becht in motion. Bulger up top again, and it is incomplete. No flag on the play this time. Keenan Burton, the intended receiver, the rookie out of Kentucky, guarded by Joey Thomas.
And there's a difference here. Now, we had 2 penalties early. Watch as Thomas comes off. That's okay. When he looks for the football, all bets are off. When he looks to foot up in the air for the football coming down, I mean, I've teased people about it. They can give him a baseball bat. He can start pounding on the guy, because if he's playing the ball, anything goes. That's why there was no penalty.
Joey Thomas, 4th year out of Montana State. 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. And this will be offside against Miami. Maybe Joey Porter.
That was great use of the hard count. Miami had a big blitz on, and Bulger got him with the hard count, but it looked like there was a little movement also on the offense. Richie Incognito, the right guard.
Wow.
Offense number 17.
Oh, and they called the receiver.
5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Listen to this hard count that Mark Bulger uses, but he got his own guys.
That's not good when you get your own guys.
No, it's not. And if it was the offensive line in there, you saw them move. That's okay. When the defender comes into the neutral zone and gets a reaction from the offensive player, it's okay. But they called it on Avery way on the outside. He doesn't have that excuse.
2nd and 15 from the 45. Kenneth Darby checks in at tailback. They give it to him straight ahead, and Darby gobbled up by Will Allen. Only a 2-yard gain, and that should bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Will Allen lined up on the slot, had a blitz on, and they didn't know it. He was the guy responsible for contain on the outside in run support. It looked like he was going to be in pass coverage, and when they handed the football off, he was already in the backfield and unaccounted for. It's a great play and a really good tackle.
Makes it 3rd down and 13 at the 43. There's Jim Haslett. His team has lost 5 in a row. He replaced Scott Linehan on September 29th. 6 years as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. 3rd down, 13. Darby in the game. Here's Bulger. Steps into his throw. Boy, he put some mustard on that one, but it will not be enough for 1st down as Looker makes the catch, gains 10 yards in front of Culver, and gets up limping.
Yeah, and this will be about a 51-yarder if they decide to kick the field goal, and they are going to kick it.
For St. Louis on 4th down, number 3, Josh Brown.
So that brings on Josh Brown in to attempt a 51-yarder. Good today from 23 yards. 4 of 6 from 50+ this season. Looks like he has enough room, and it's good. 5th 50-yarder for Josh Brown. And the Rams take a 6-0 lead here in the 1st.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Welcome back. Josh Brown, 18 50+ yard field goals, most since 2003, tied for the most rather with Jason Hansen from the Detroit Lions. So St. Louis sends it away. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep, and he'll bring it out of his own end zone. Tries to turn the corner, does, and goes out of bounds. Flag on the play. As he's pushed out of bounds by Eric Bassey. An 18-yard return.
Yeah, this is well defended. Really nice coverage by the Rams coming down. Real discipline.
During the return, holding number 17, the return team. Penalized half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Brandon London called for holding. NFL play 60 is committed to fighting childhood obesity by getting kids active for 60 minutes a day. Donate now at NFL.com/play60 to help kids get active and healthy in your community. There you see the Play 60 logo on the field. 1st down and 10 for the Dolphins at their own 9-yard line. Patrick Cobbs in the backfield with Ronnie Brown. Inside handoff, it's Cobbs. And he has a big opening as he gets to the 20. About an 11-yard gain.
And that was a nice, tough, hard up inside run. They faked the ball to Ronnie Brown, handed off to Cobb on the comer, and watch, comes back around right in back behind the big offensive lineman Vernon Carey, pulling around in front of him. That's a tough play to stop on a guy that doesn't carry the ball all that much, particularly out of that formation.
Correction, that is Polite running the football. 1st down and 10 of the 19. And they hand it off again. This time it's Cobbs, and he gets down the sideline and out of bounds. Otagwe knocking him out of bounds, but it's a gain of 12.
And I spoke to Dan Henning, and I actually played for Dan Henning, the offensive coordinator of the Dolphins, during my days, and this is exactly what he'll do. It's almost the exact same play the other way that they just ran. This time, Cobb bounces it outside and finds good yardage too. Dan Henning's one of those old school guys, Gus. If they ain't going to stop it, we're going to keep running it.
And the numbers for Cobbs this season: 9 carries, 44 yards. Polite and Ricky Williams check in. Out of the offset eye. 1st down and 10 from the 31. Here's the pitch to Ricky. And Ricky Williams picking his way all the way up to the 41-yard line, close to a 1st down. Ron Bartell with the tackle. The but the Rams not bringing him down.
Well, Gus, we were talking during the break about the Dolphins just appeared to come out here a little bit flat. And now in this series, they came out and I can just picture Dan Henning and Tony Sperano telling his guys, let's go. We're going to line up and we're going to run it right at them. Let's get it going. And they have in these first few plays of this series.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score 6-0. We'll return to St. Louis after these messages. Six zip as we start the second quarter. Rams with the lead and Miami with the football, and now the Dolphins doing what they want to do, and that is run it. Tony Sperano telling us yesterday they want to keep it on the ground as much as possible. First down and 10 at the 41. Out of the eye, Polite and Brown. Play fake. Pennington underneath. Ted Ginn Jr. with the catch, and he'll get down at the 40. Very nice throw, very nice catch, a 19-yard gain.
Nice job there, nice play call. They've just been pounding it on the ground, and after the timeout, they got a chance to talk about it and say, listen, they're going to be looking for us to run it again. Let's throw it down the field. Ted Ginn runs the deep in route, and Pennington puts it right on the money, right in the gap between the linebackers and the safety. Perfectly executed, and it's wide open because of the success of the run game.
Ted Ginn Jr. coming into this game with 43 catches for close to 600 yards. First and 10 at the 40. Play fake again. Pennington over the middle. And it is incomplete. That one deflected as Atagwe tried to scoop it up.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to Bess, and it looked like it got tipped right before it got to him. Watch here as he kind of runs the post stop, and that ball gets tipped right in front of him. You're right, it did.
Quentin Culbertson.
It did. Culbertson got a hand on it right there, and it's an impossible ball to catch. There's no question it was incomplete.
Second down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Pennington 3 of 5, 35 yards. There's Atagwe, who's been excellent over the last 8 games in terms of forcing turnovers. Second down and long. Pennington looks up top. London has it. First down Miami at the 27. A 14-yard gain on 2nd and 10 for Brandon London.
Well, that was a nice catch by Brandon London, but it was an even better throw by Chad Pennington, and right there the ball's in the air. He knows London's going to turn back, throws it to his back shoulder just past the first down marker. Pennington knows it. He trusts London to make a play for him, and London comes through. That's, that kind of play goes down as a reception by the receiver, but that's a quarterback completion.
First down and 10 of the 26. Polite and Brown out of the offset eye. Here's Ronnie Brown. And Brown with running room. He'll get inside the Rams 20. Flag on the play after the 7-yard gain. Chris Long with the tackle.
Penalty flag down.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, number 72 offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's the right tackle, Vernon Carey.
Yeah, those are the kind of things that hurt you. I mean, that was a late flag on that play, and it was away from the play, behind the play, and that's, just trying to get a cutoff block on the backside. And Tony Sperano is the kind of thing that he's not going to be happy with. And after a nice drive, now it's huge problem to overcome. That's not just a holding, that's a personal foul.
We're trying to find it on the replay. We can't find it. That's why we haven't shown it to you.
Yeah, it happened very late. I never really saw it, and it wasn't like it was vicious or anything. There was no altercation. The guy didn't get mad or anything. It just came in late.
First down in the long 25 at the 38. Pennington in the shotgun. Here's Pennington underneath. Ted Ginn Jr. with the grab at the 26. And Ted Ginn Jr. making the catch in front of Atagwe. Let's take a look at the face mask.
Right up in this area is where it's going to be. You see he's got his hand right there, and then gets obscured by the traffic. And it's just right there is where it came from, and he's got his hand on it, no question.
Good job by our crew inside and tape. That was hard to find. Second down and 9 at the 25. Dolphins need to go to the 16-yard line. Ronnie Brown and Cobbs in the backfield. Here's Pennington. Under pressure, throws. Ginn Jr. Incomplete. That one out of bounds. Rams with pressure on Chad Pennington that time. Ron Bartell covering.
Yeah, look at the poise, though, Gus. Watch as he comes in, he gets battered around. You know, when it starts to fall apart like this in the huddle, in the pocket, it's not going to take long. He almost made the play, just out of bounds. I mean, the throw's not going to be catchable, but he gives him a chance. And I think his poise and his ability to keep the play alive is the reason this offense, has been so much better this year than last.
3rd down and 9 to the 25. They need to go to the 16 for a first down. Best in motion. Pennington to the sideline. Best turns it up. And Best down the sideline out of bounds. First down Miami. In front of Fakir Brown. So on 3rd down and 9, Devon Best gains 18.
Oh, they had a 1st and 20, and they picked it all up. Watch Best comes up, little hesitation, hard stick to the outside, and there's nobody there. On the outside, he gets a lot of help on the clear out from the outside receiver, and it just opened right up. Pennington had the time. The Rams tried to bring some pressure, and it just didn't get there in time.
First down and goal at the 6 for Miami. Ricky Williams back in the game. He's the deep back. And here's Ricky. And he will go down at the 2. So Ricky Williams and the Dolphins for Miami this season, 32 possessions in the red zone, 21 touchdowns, 7 field goals. That's a 65.6 touchdown percentage, 4th best in the NFL. The Colts are 1st. Ironically, the Detroit Lions are 2nd. And the Tennessee Titans are 3rd. 2nd down and goal at the 3. As you take a look at this drive, 11 plays. Polite and Ronnie Brown. Here's Brown spinning, dives. Touchdown Miami. Terrific run for Ronnie Brown. 3 the hard way.
You said it, Gus. Man, oh man, he took a shot at the line of scrimmage and it looked like it was a great defensive play. And watch, he just pow, turns up, stands up and punches his way into the end zone. What a sensational run. Watch as he takes the big hit from Chavis and just spins out of it. Gus, great defenses tackle well. That was not a good tackle.
Ronnie Brown with an awesome center of gravity to stay on his feet. 12-play drive, 91 yards for the Dolphins, who score 7 points, 7-6. Welcome back. Ronnie Brown with a 3-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins go in front 7-6 here in St. Louis. Dan Carpenter teeing it up. Stanley back deep from the 2. Stanley with a seam, spins forward and gets all the way to the 29-yard line. Joey Thomas with the tackle on special teams, a 28-yard return. 7-6 Miami.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Circuit City. We'll hook you up with our one price promise. Weber Store, same low price. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And in high definition by Sony. High definition, it's in Sony's DNA.
Welcome back. First down and 10 at the 29-yard line. For the St. Louis Rams, Mark Bolger, the quarterback. Antonio Pittman in the backfield. Bolger scrambling out of the pocket, throws sidearm on the run, incomplete. Pittman, the intended receiver, he had it and just couldn't hang on in front of Channing Crowder. So let's take a look at the scoring drive. Ronnie Brown capping it off with a 3-yard run on a 12-play drive that took almost 6 minutes for Miami.
Yeah, and that was a nice play. They overcame a personal foul as well on that drive, so they picked up a 1st and 20 down in the red zone. Tony Sparano's got to be glad that, pleased with his team getting back on track after struggling in the early couple of series.
2nd down and 10. Handoff, Steven Jackson. And Jackson diving forward. He gets to the 32-yard line.
Well, he's been playing good. We knew he was going to be back in the line. Didn't know how effective he was going to be. Well, he showed it right from the first play of the game. Off for an 11-yard run, then a 13-yard run. I mean, they needed him to be good, and he has shown up in a big way, Gus. They didn't know if he was going to be 100%, because then when a guy comes back from an injury, you just don't know. He's back. I mean, he looks really good.
Look at those numbers. 14 yards last week against Chicago. Jackson with 45 yards rushing in the first half. 3rd down and 7 at the 32. Bolger in the shotgun. Here's Bolger. That one deflected at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And the Rams will have to punt. Philip Merling got a paw on that football.
The Dolphins are starting to turn it up a little bit defensively. You'll see here Joey Porter coming off, gets underneath and then pulls. But there it is, Merling just jumping up, and Bolger's throwing it right into his grill. That play was well covered down the field. I don't know if Bolger was going to complete that anyway.
So Bess is back deep at the 21-yard line. Donnie Jones punting it away, left-footed punter, and he drives this one. Bess backpedaling, starts at the 6. Bess with a seam, and Bess upended at the 23-yard line. That's a nice special teams tackle by Chris Chamberlain. A 61-yard punt, a 17-yard return. Miami with the lead and the football after this. And welcome back. 9 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Miami with a 7-6 lead. First down at their own 23. Ricky Williams with a blocker in front, but Williams taken down from behind. Terrific looking play by David Vobora, the rookie out of Idaho, starting today for Will Witherspoon at the middle linebacker spot. Got a sports fan on your gift list? And shop online at the CBS Sports Store and beat tomorrow's crowds on officially licensed NFL team gear. Click on shop at cbssports.com and save big.
There you go, Mr. Irrelevant. David Vobora, that's a nickname given to every guy who's drafted the last guy in the draft, and that's him. Rarely do they get a chance to start.
Wildcat offense now. Ricky Williams turning the corner, nothing. Good tackling. Physical play by the St. Louis Rams, and that was Victor Adeonju. I've been practicing that name, still can't get it.
We're watching this is Ronnie Brown. He decides to give it to Ricky Williams. It might have been better off keeping it and going the other way. The defense flows so fast to Ricky. Watch as he comes in motion. The minute he comes through, every defensive lineman and linebacker is running right to that side of the field. Ronnie Brown looked at the nice block there. Getting a nice little lick in there on his part.
A loss of 3, 3rd down and 12. Ricky Williams in the backfield. Best, the motion man. Pennington to the sideline. Incomplete. Ted Ginn Jr. had it. He just couldn't hold on. And the Dolphins will have to punt it away.
Yeah, Pennington puts it right in there. Ginn's got to go up and get it. You got to pull that in. He get it, and you're going to make the first down. Get your feet in. Ball's right where it had to be. Looked like Ginn wasn't expecting it quite that quick, but I don't know when he was if that wasn't the time to get it. That was right on time, right on the money. That's a drop.
So Brandon Fields from the 6. He has 9 punts of at least 50 yards in the last 4 games. Stanley back deep. He comes up to field it, has it at the 36 and goes down. Good special teams play as Nathan Jones got him a 43-yard punt.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Pizza Hut, introducing Panormus, Pizza Hut's biggest pan pizza ever.
On 3rd down and long, Miami with the chance to pick up the first down, but Ted Ginn Jr. just couldn't hold on.
And you see there, he caught it once, tried to get it back on the rebound, couldn't do it, and then he goes to the sidelines. Starts practicing, getting his mind right.
First down and 10 at the 34. Steven Jackson back into the game. He has it, and Jackson ridden down by Vonnie Holliday.
39, Steven Jackson.
That's a 3-yard gain. So for a player like Jackson, who had a strained thigh, and that has kept him out of the 4 of the last 5 games, how many carries do you want to give him as he comes back? He looks healthy. He looks strong.
Yeah, I think you just monitor him, and you say, how do you feel? And if you feel good, you're going to keep getting the ball. Believe me, in a game like this, when the Rams are starting to feel it, he's going to keep his eyes on the sideline. If he starts to feel it, he'll make a little eye contact over there with the head coach and give him the thumbs up or thumbs down.
3rd down and 7 at the 37. Excuse me, 2nd down. Here's Bolger, far side. And that one is caught out of bounds. 2nd down and 7. And Looker with the grab. And he gains 6 yards in front of Joey Thomas.
And
5 yards.
just a quick throw out to Looker. I mean, this is a play that's, it looked like it did pop out right at the end, but I don't, it was out of bounds and there was nobody recovering it. So this is an offense, where they've got to get it back together. They came out, played pretty well, still haven't scored a touchdown though, Gus, and that's got to change, and they're going to have to get it together and put something together.
Rams are only 9 of 17 on 3rd down and 1 situations this season. 3rd and 1 at the 43. Play fake. No, it's Jackson running it straight ahead. He crawls forward and
look, he got it.
He did get it. 1st down. Vonnie Holliday with the tackle.
I'll tell you, you said, Gus, they haven't been very good on 3rd and 1 this season. That's because Steven Jackson hasn't been in there all that much. He's been injured, and there's no question. I mean, he got past the 45. They spotted him short of the 45, but in that, I mean, he's, well, you know what, though? His elbow came down. When his elbow hits, the ball's down. If you could get the flag out, I'd almost flag that and challenge the spot. They're not going to do it.
1st down at the 44. Jackson again hitting the backfield, keeps going, and he gets inside Miami territory, down at the 49 by Crowder. But it's a 7-yard gain, and Steven Jackson getting the most out of that 6'2", 235-pound frame.
Yeah, I said a moment ago he was down. When the running back has the ball in his hands, Gus, if anything other than his feet or his hands touch the ground, he's down. So if his elbow or his head or anything else touches the ground, he's down by contact. And in that case, it looked like his elbow came down well short of the line to gain.
2nd down and 3 at the 49. Jackson. And Jackson gets to the 45, 1st down. St. Louis.
It's going to be very close now. Yeah, I was with you, Gus. I thought he got it. Now they moved the spot back. But look at how this guy looks when he runs. And you forget, this guy's big. He said it's 6'2", somewhere around 240 on any given day. And he runs hard and fast. And that's a lot of velocity and a lot of mass to get stopped for a defensive back coming up and trying to stop him in the hole.
12 carries, 60 yards for Jackson. 1st down at the Miami 45. And Mark Bolger wants a timeout. 4:50 to play in the 1st half. 7-6. Dolphins with the lead. Back after this. Not a lot. As we take a look at the AP top 10, Alabama, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas rather. Alabama, the only undefeated team. 1st down and 10 at the 45. Here's Jackson. Gets around the corner and out of bounds inside the 40. Aiken Adele giving chase. But Steven Jackson continues to rack up the yardage. 13 carries, 67 yards for Jim Haslett.
And that was a nice little easy 7-yard gain. You forget when you see him run up inside there on those short yardage plays. He's big and he's strong. Then he just hits the corner, turns up the field. And that's a nice easy 7-yard gain for this offense that has missed that all year when he wasn't in there.
2nd down and 3 at the 38. Pittman. And Pittman with some running room. He picks up a first down, a gain of 4. What's going on, Steve, with this Miami defense?
They
cannot stop the run.
That offensive line's doing a nice job up front, and that Miami defense is staying on their side of the line of scrimmage. They're not getting any penetration. When you're running that 3-4 defense, you've got to get your linebackers and a nose guard in there that will either hold the line of scrimmage or get on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And right now the Rams are rooting them out down inside, and they're getting up to the second level to get those linebackers.
First down at the 35 for St. Louis. Play fake, Bulger sets up down the sideline, incomplete. Ball intended for Joe Kloffenstein in front of Will Allen.
You talk about how good the running game's been for the Rams. It's helped Joey Porter. You see there, he's got to chuck the tight end before he can rush the passer, which takes a couple of extra clicks of a second, and he just doesn't have any time. He doesn't even get close to Bulger, and that's not where he wants to be. Joey Porter wants to be right in Bulger's face every play, yelling at him, screaming at him, talking to him, getting in his head, trying to do something, but you can't when the running game's working so well.
Second down and 10 at the 35. Bulger sets up a screen, and it's incomplete. Pittman couldn't hold on. Good call, bad execution. And that brings up a third down and 10 at the 38.
That's the second drop he's had. Both of them would have been good plays as well. They turn into incompletions. I mean, Pittman, is shaking his head at himself, I know, but you got to keep calling those plays. I mean, if it's part of your offense, you got to expect your guys to make those catches, and Pittman's got to pull that in. You don't win games by dropping passes, and you talk about inconsistent play. That's it.
Kenneth Darby checks in at running back on third down and 10 at the 38. Bulger in the shotgun. Bulger throwing off his back foot, and it's caught. Torrey Holt, first down, St. Louis at the 20. Andre Goodman with the tackle, but on third and 10, it's a gain of 15.
Yeah, Goodman's got man-to-man coverage. He's playing off, though. You see there's Holt just snaps it off. The ball's on time. If you're going to play off coverage, Gus, you got to have a good pass rush, because the ball's either got to come out fast or the guy's got to hang on to it and extend the play and get a sack. But that's just a tough play to cover when there's no pass rush.
And since 2000, Holt has more receptions than any other receiver in the National Football League. First down and 10 at the 25. Jackson back in, skipping, and Jackson pushing forward, finally knocked backwards.
39 Jackson.
And that is a 2-yard gain. Torrey Holt has been a consistent presence in the St. Louis offense. Holt leads the NFL in receptions and yards, as I mentioned, since 2000. And he has topped 1,000 yards in 8 straight seasons and has been selected to the Pro Bowl 7 times in that stretch.
He's been one of the great receivers for a long time, Gus, and he continues to be a great player even at this point of his career.
Second down and 8 from the 23. And off, and it's Jackson who gets to the 15-yard line. Crowder with the stop. Takes us to the 2-minute warning. 7-6 Miami, but St. Louis is knocking on the door.
Halftime.
Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Coach Cowher, and the Boom for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. 13th play of the drive for St. Louis that started at their own 34. They've eaten up over 6 minutes. Third down and 5 at the 15. Mark Bulger in the shotgun. And Bulger to the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Anthony Becht, and the Rams will attempt another field goal.
Yeah, that play was not there on the outside. He had a guy out down the middle, but it was a late developing route. His read was from far right over to the middle, and by the time he got back to the middle, he actually never got back to the middle, and the play was covered. And that was a tough third down. They should have picked that up.
So Josh Brown in to attempt a 33-yarder. He's hit a 23-yarder and a 51-yarder today already, and he will remain perfect. So St. Louis takes a 9-7 lead with 1:55 to play in the first half. 9-7. Rams with the lead. 1:51 to play in the first half as St. Louis prepares to send it away. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep. And Ginn, the track man, will start at his own 1. And out of bounds at the 25. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan Shannon, Coach Cowher, and Boomer for all the latest scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. So Chad Pennington comes back onto the field. Pennington 6 of 10 in the first half, 81 yards. And the time of possession, St. Louis dominating the football. They've had it for 17 minutes and 7 seconds. Miami for only 11 minutes and 9. First down and 10. At the 24. Pennington steps up in the pocket, wants to run it. And he has room. Chad Pennington will tiptoe out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And that is a 16-yard gain for the 9-year veteran out of Marshall.
Well, he's not Ted Ginn when he breaks into the open, but it is a smart play. He tucks the ball away, and you can see while he was running, I was kind of looking at the Miami Dolphins sideline, and you could tell they all took a deep breath and held it and started motioning for him to run faster
and get out of bounds.
That's right. Don't take a hit.
First down to the 40. Bess in motion. Now Pennington to the sideline. Bess with the catch. And he's dragged out of bounds. Jason Kraft in his 10th year out of Colorado State. 8-yard gain for Miami.
And this is what he's good. I think this is a great spot for Bess to be in. He's a nice, strong guy who runs well laterally. He's got good balance, and he's good in tight spots. So when he makes a break, he can explode out of his breaks, which is exactly what you want in a slot receiver. And Bess, I think, really is going to emerge as this season goes on, particularly in Camarillo's absence.
He owns the WAC record for receptions with 293. Over 3,600 receiving yards at Hawaii. Up top, incomplete. Ernest Wilford, the intended receiver, in front of Ron Bartell.
And this is pretty good coverage right here. Nice little shake to the outside and gets up, and it's a nice route because he gives the quarterback room to throw it to the outside. It's a tough route to hit, particularly since Pennington's got to let it go so early in the route. It's tough to exactly get it right where the receiver's going to be at that point.
Third down and 2 at the 48. Dolphins are 2 of 4 on third down conversions. Polite and Brown in the backfield. Pennington. Sideline. Bess over the shoulder. Nice catch. Both feet in. First down at the 32. That's a terrific touch pass. And an even better catch, gain of 21.
Yeah, that's money. I mean, Pennington throws this ball, and Bess doesn't do anything special, just gets to the open area of the defense. And I'll tell you, it looks to me like Corey Chavis isn't quite running exactly right. He looks like he's dragging his right leg. I don't think he's 100%. And he couldn't get out there to the sideline to knock that pass away to push him out of bounds. That's a money throw by Pennington to Bess.
And as we talked about with Greg Camarillo out for the year with a knee injury, Chad Pennington said one of his receivers had to step up. So far it's Bess, as Ricky Williams on the reverse gets out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Chavis with the tackle, a 7-yard gain.
And he gets out of bounds. I mean, this is a great drive by Miami as they take a timeout here. It's a perfect 2-minute drill. They got the ball with 1:44 left, and they've got it all the way down in the red zone.
All right, tonight on The Amazing Race, the unthinkable happens when one of the teams lose their money and passports. What will they do? Tonight after 60 minutes on CBS, America's most watched network. Kind of like our producer Victor Frank, who came in yesterday and left his phone on the plane. He's the producer.
You know, it gets heavy carrying him every single week.
Jeez. Rochester guy. Second down and 3 at the 24. He did get it back.
1:15 left in the half, Gus. This is a perfect 2-minute drive, like I said, for the Dolphins. They took a quick timeout. They've got 2 left. It's almost to the point now where there's too much time left. They don't want to give the Rams back the football. Best case scenario, you know, score the touchdown as the clock runs out.
London at the top of your screen at wide receiver. Fasano in motion. Ricky Williams, and Ricky slicing through the Rams defense, gets inside the 15. Ron Bartell with the tackle, but it's a gain of 10.
And that's because of their efficiency. Now they can run the ball inside and let the clock run. Time is not a factor with 2 timeouts.
First down and 10, another draw play. Ricky Williams, flag on the play. Williams, touchdown. If it stands, Ricky Williams.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Holding. Offense number 68. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's in Duke-Way, the right guard.
And that's a crusher right there. And that ball, that came in really early in the play. Right here is the penalty. In Duke-Way. Yeah, right there, he tackled him. Tackled him. Working against Hall. That was a great play. 2 quick runs got him right down to the doorstep.
Sloppy first half for the Dolphins. 6 penalties, 69 yards. Pennington rolling out of the pocket, looks backside, gets it away. It is caught by Fasano.
Wow, that was a dangerous throw. Pennington got into some trouble, Gus. Threw this ball, and you saw he threw it all the way across the field. That is usually a no-no. Never, never do that. But when you throw it on target to the right guy, it's okay.
So the Dolphins call a timeout. 9-7 St. Louis, and this is the game that Miami didn't want to play. They wanted to come out here, jump on St. Louis, set a tone, and discourage this struggling Rams squad, but that hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened for one big reason, Gus. Steven Jackson.
That's right.
They've controlled the football, the Rams have. They haven't let Tony Sperano's teams control it. They've had the ball for 17 minutes in this first half, and they've scored points when they needed to. They have not come away empty-handed from their trips in the red zone. Even though they've settled for field goals, the Rams have stayed efficient, and they've got the Dolphins trying to keep up.
Second down and 13 at the 17-yard line. Cobbs in motion out of the backfield. Pennington down the middle, incomplete. Bess lets that one go right through his hands.
Oh, watch, he kind of jumps off the wrong foot here and just mistimes his jump. The ball gets by him, and he tried to catch it with the ball by him. If he'd have turned his hands over and put his left hand on top and just sold out for the catch, he might have had a chance. It just caught him a little bit. The timing on his jump was wrong, and it caused the incompletion.
Third down, 13 at the 17. Chris Long. Here comes Pennington at the line of scrimmage. Bess in motion. They get it to him on a hitch, and he can't break the tackle. He's taken down at the 19-yard line. That's Kraft. Good tackling. A loss of 2.
I like the play call. It gives you a chance because Bess, this is what he does. It's a great way to give him the ball and just let him run with it. But, man, Kraft comes up and makes a great play. Sees it. He did it early in the half as well when they tried the same play. He's seen that play a lot. And now Dolphins will wait for the time to run down, take the timeout, and try the field goal to go in the half with the lead.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the first half, Miami calls its final timeout. St. Louis has 2 remaining, and they will attempt a field goal. But that holding penalty very costly for the Dolphins.
That's what did it.
Tuesday on CBS, see why critics are crazy about The Mentalist, and viewers are under Simon Baker's spell. A new episode Tuesday on CBS, America's most watched network. St. Louis, the last time they led at halftime, week 7 against Dallas, they beat the Cowboys 24-7. And that brings in Dan Carpenter, who has hit 8 consecutive field goals. He will attempt a 37-yarder. Got it up and good. So that's the end of the first half. Miami with a 10-9 lead. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the National Football League on CBS Sports.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Get the new NFL Mobile Live, only from Sprint, only on the Now Network.
And welcome back to our New York studios and the Sprint Halftime Report. I'm James Brown, along with my guys, Dan, Coach, Shannon, and Boomer. The score at the half, Miami nursing a 1-point lead over St. Louis. Dan.
And Steven Jackson, who missed the last 3 games in a row for St. Louis, is back, and they need him in the first half. He gets this 13-yard run up the middle. That leads to a field goal for the Rams. Steven Jackson had 15 attempts, 72 yards, and here comes Ronnie Brown. He gets in for that touchdown, and there you have it. 10-9 at halftime, Miami.
Dolphins have won 4 of the last 5. Meanwhile, Coach Brown's coach.
And we said the weather would be a factor, and early in this game, Joseph Adai is going to have trouble holding on to the ball. He's going to go around the right side, be hit by Sean Smith, and Eric Wright's going to pick up this ball, try to get some offense going from his defensive position, takes the ball into Indianapolis territory. They will have to settle for a Phil Dawson field goal in an early 3-0 lead. Jamal Lewis gets a 15-yard run. Good balance with Cleveland early in this game. He just can't punch it in. They have to settle for another field goal. But at the end of the first half, a big goal line stand, 4th and 1. Peyton Manning fumbles, and by rule is the only one that can recover. So Cleveland takes over on downs and leading 6-3 at the half.
India's won the last 4 meetings, but trail here by 3. Ravens, Bengals, boom.
All right, Joe Flacco off to a good start. He's going to find Mark Clayton down the sideline for a 44-yard hookup. This is going to lead to a Ravens field goal. 3-0 for the Ravens. Back comes Joe Flacco. Now he's going to find Todd Heap for a 23-yard hookup. This also will lead to a field goal. 6-0 Baltimore. Then Joe Flacco, once again, is going to come back, and he's going to find Todd Heap for a touchdown. The Bengals have had 6 possessions, 6 punts, 20 total yards. However, they are driving right now and are getting ready to attempt the field goal with 3 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Flacco looking poised. Shannon.
Who'd ever think that San Francisco would break the streak? Sean Hill, 12 yards to Reverend Knight. That's Isaac Bruce, that is. His 90th career touchdown reception.
What streak is that?
West teams coming east.
Oh, okay.
But the game's not over yet. Roscoe Parrish, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 1. They would not get it. Rylandale shanked it. Coach said field goal kickers have been averaging 85%. Now they're down to 81.8.
Oh, now what?
It'll be even tougher.
Meanwhile, Panthers in pack.
And I'll tell you, weather another factor up there. We got some scoring. D'Angelo Williams will take it into the end zone to get Carolina on the board first with this 1-yard run. They janked alone after a Jonathan Stewart 43-yard run, taking it down to the 1. He'll take the bootleg in with an early 14-3 lead for Carolina. But Aaron Rodgers hits Donald Driver in the back of the end zone, 6-yard, cuts the lead to 14-10. But then D'Angelo Williams, the second touchdown of the day, puts Carolina back up at half, 21-10.
Panthers ground attack on track, over 100 yards in the first half. Boom.
It has been pouring down in Tampa. Here comes Jeff Garcia. He's going to find Michael Clayton. Jonathan Vilma's going to find him too, and he's going to rip the ball right out of his hands. This is going to lead to a Saints field goal, 3-0 Saints. Look at the rain here. I mean, they have tornado warnings down there and everything.
Quagmire.
It is a quagmire. Thank you, Danny. Saints, Drew Brees is going to throw to Reggie Bush, but of course the rain has slipped out of his hands. No, it has. You know, the guy's a professional. Make the play, please. And here comes Drew Brees. He's going to find Lance Moore, his new favorite target, in the back of the end zone. 13-yard TD reception. 10-6, New Orleans over Tampa Bay at half.
Good practice word for the SAT.
Runs on the field with the number 21, Sean Taylor, who tragically lost his life last year. He goes into the Ring of Fame at FedEx Field. Eli Manning had a great day thus far, 16 of 22, 242 in this touchdown, but they've been selling for field goals, JB. Might come back to bite them.
Yep.
Devin Thomas takes this end around. 29 yards. Look at Jason Campbell. Gets 1. He gets in the way, gets 2.
Rookie.
He dives into the end zone.
Rookie.
And where we are right now at the half, JB, 13-7 with 3 seconds left in the half.
Toomer, 4 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. Quagmire, good word for the pre-SAT test.
Yes, it is.
Back to the second half right after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Get the new NFL Mobile Live, only from Sprint, only on the Now Network. The NFL Today. Information you can't afford to miss.
It's time to go no huddle.
No Huddle at noon keeps you in the know.
I think Jeff Garcia is going to have a huge game.
This is a statement game, gentlemen.
We go around the league.
Cowboys, Redskins, and the Giants. Baltimore,
Bears,
Indy,
San Diego Chargers,
Denver, Minnesota, New Orleans, Philadelphia, Carolina.
It's about heart.
That's all you need to know.
Hey, you signed a contract, you live by the contract.
Your source for all the latest news. The NFL Today, Sundays at noon. CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Get the new NFL Mobile Live, only from Sprint, only on the Now Network.
Halftime in St. Louis, and the Dolphins hold on to a 1-point lead. We'll be back to the Edward Jones Dome right after this.
Happy holidays from the St. Louis Rams.
Welcome back to St. Louis, where the Dolphins hold on to a 1-point lead over the Rams. Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker with you, and close first half. If you're a St. Louis Rams fan or a part of the Rams organization, you're happy with where your team is right now.
And that's really the reason. The reason for that is neither team has given up a really big play to the other, and nobody's turned the football over. Their running games are working pretty well, and they're making first downs. They're not getting into the end zone very much. When it gets down to the red zone, neither team can make anything happen. It really is an even game because of that. No turnovers and no big plays, and that's what always defensive coordinators talk about when we speak to them.
All right, let's take a look at the statistics from the first half.
And they'll bear this out. I mean, the difference of time possession was big, but you know that time that the team that has the ball is trailing by 1 point, and the rush yards are similar as are the pass rush, the passing yards. Although Miami's got a little bit of an edge in total yards, it really doesn't matter because they didn't have the ball that much, and that last 2-minute drive only yielded 3 points that gave them the 1-point lead. The penalties are big. Miami's had a couple of really crushing penalties. They overcame one on the way to a touchdown, but that one, the last penalty they had to overcome, cost them an opportunity at the touchdown at halftime.
Steven Jackson has been the difference for the Rams, running the football, 15 carries, 72 yards. A reminder, this game is brought to you in high definition here on CBS. So we start the second half, Miami with the football. Ted Ginn back deep, and he will start from the 1. And Ginn gets up to the 21 as he's stopped by Culberson. Sometimes it looks like Ted Ginn doesn't take the ball all the way up in the hole when he returns kicks.
Well, a lot of guys will do that, and I think he's a young player who now he's playing a lot of wide receiver, Gus. It gets harder and harder to concentrate on kick returns. You see even guys like Cobb, the guy in Hobbs, the guy in Cleveland who did it. Also the guy in Chicago.
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester. As soon as they start playing regular down and distance, you can forget about him as a return man.
First down and 10 at the 21. Here's Pennington on the play fake, stops, fires, incomplete. Best the intended receiver. Maybe some confusion there on that route.
Yeah, Chad Pennington thought he was going to be to the outside, and Best ran it and hooked up to the inside. It's a long play action pass, and Pennington's got to throw it when he did. And you see there, he wants him to get outside there, and he just wasn't. He's kind of, sorry, man. When you get back to the huddle, you got to look at your quarterback and say, sorry about that.
Second down and 10 at the 21. Ricky Williams in the backfield with Patrick Cobbs. Ronnie Brown doesn't start the second half. Curious decision. We'll check to see what's going on with him. Inside handoff, Cobbs. And they jump on him quickly. Pisa Tinoisamoa with the tackle. You have some names on this team. Pisa Tinoisamoa. Yeah, and he comes up with the stop.
And that was a little lead play we saw a couple of times in the first half where they line up in an off-eye formation, fake the pitch to Ricky Williams and hand it off underneath to the fullback coming around behind the tackle. Worked a couple of times really well for him in the first half, but the Rams talked it over at halftime and stopped it.
Fans trying to get into this game now. 3rd down and 10 at the 21. They need to go to the 31 for 1st down. Pennington firing and incomplete. Pennington hit as he lets it go. Chris Long standing on top of him, and the Dolphins 3 and out to start the 2nd half.
And this was a big series for the defense of the Rams, and oh, he takes a really good shot from Hall coming right up the middle. He's got to get rid of it, and that's a huge defensive stop by the Rams. You see there the receivers get tripped up.
So Stanley backpedaling, starts from the 26. And he gets to the 35. A 53-yard punt, a 9-yard return. Casey Kramer with the tackle on special teams. Here come the Rams on offense right after this. Backup quarterback for the St. Louis Rams, Trent Green. He was in Miami last year. 1st down and 10 at the 35. Steven Jackson running. And Jackson with room. He crosses the 40 up to the 41, gains 6 yards. And Jackson losing his hat.
I'll tell you, that looked like a nice, easy 6-yard gain right there, Gus, on 1st down. And that's, you know, look at that. They average 88 yards for a game, and they've already got 90. That's the difference this guy makes, and particularly on a team where he comes back and he's healthy, and Mark Bulger has time to throw the football as a result. This is a team that's really got it going today.
2nd down and 4 at the 41. And it's Jackson hopping forward again. Jackson
Steven Jackson, ball carrier,
picks up 2 yards, and they continue to give it to him. 17 carries, 80 yards for Jackson. Langford with the tackle. As you take a look at the 1st half possessions, a couple of field goals to start and a field goal to end it.
Yeah, only 1 punt in the 1st half, and it was a 3 and out. The others, they had nice multiple play drives. They got to feel really good about it. And this is a key possession coming out of halftime. You understand what the defense was trying to do in the 1st half, and you make some adjustments, and you think you can come out and make some really good progress here early in the 2nd half.
3rd down and 2 at the 43 for Bulger. Pittman in the backfield. Here's Pittman, tries to break it back and does. Pittman still running, lowers his shoulder, and Pittman inside Miami territory at the 46. Nice 2nd effort, gain of 11. Ronaldo Hill with the tackle.
Yeah, Ronaldo Hill got the tackle. Jeremiah Bell tried to jump in on it, but this is a great spin out. Will Allen gives a shoulder, doesn't wrap him up, and he just keeps running. And that's what 2nd effort does for you, Gus. And that's why when you have 2 running backs, you get that 2nd guy in there, and he's nice and fresh and wants to make something happen. And that's exactly what happens when they do. I mean, they're just fresh.
Pittman 4 carries, 21 yards. 1st down at the 46. Bulger sideline and complete. Put a lot on that football, and Kloffenstein can't hold on. And remember, the Rams have been playing without their starting tight end, Randy McMichael, lost this season.
Yeah, look at this. He tries to catch it, and Bell just whacks him hard.
When you talk about some of the players lost, they lost Drew Bennett, wide receiver, the 1st game of the year to a foot injury. Randy McMichael had season-ending leg injury. Jackson with the thigh. The list goes on. 2nd and 10 at the 46. Jackson, and Joey Porter jumps on him. No gain on the play. Nice tackle by Joey Porter. But continuing the injuries, Dante Hall, their return specialist, out for the year with an ankle. And even last week, Nick Leckie, who started the first 10 games on the offensive line, he broke his foot in warm-ups.
Yeah, I spoke to Al Saunders, the offensive coordinator. He says, how about if we just come out right for the national anthem? We don't want to come out and warm up or anything. To lose a guy in the warm up, I mean, you've heard it. I mean, even Jacksonville had it happen to them this season, and both guys broke their hand during pregame warm-ups, and that's crazy.
3rd down and 10 at the 46. For Bulger, here comes a corner blitz. Bulger picked it up and gets rid of it out of bounds. Will Allen chasing, and that will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that was pressure all the way. As soon as Bulger moves this direction, this play is over because there's nobody on that side of the field. The routes all move to Bulger's left. He's forced out to the right by Crowder's rush, and that's it. It's over. I mean, that was a great defensive call by Miami.
So Donnie Jones has dropped 16 punts inside the 20 this season. Only 2 touchbacks. He's at the 39. Left-footed punter. End over end kick. Popped it high in the air. And it's fair caught at the 11. A 35-yard punt, no return. Miami backed up deep. Up by 1.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. FedEx, your ultimate NFL air and ground player. And by Turbo HD by Dish Network.
And welcome back to St. Louis. Chris Long, Jake Long. Chris Long on the right, and Jake Long, the great offensive tackle out of Michigan. Long, the great pass rusher out of Virginia. Both rookies, 1 and 2 picks in the draft. First down and 10 at the 12-yard line. Here's the pitch to Ronnie Brown, who's back in now. And Brown, who only has 5 carries prior to that one, crosses the 15 and gets up to the 16-yard line, a 4-yard gain in front of Tino Isamoa.
Yeah, you're right, guys. Both of us are kind of shocked by that. This is 6th carry of the game. You would think a guy like that would have almost 15 carries in the first half, or at least between 10 and 15 carries. And to say he's only got 6, I don't think that's enough.
And they've only attempted the Wildcat formation 1 time in this game. 2nd down and 5 at the 17. Pennington up top, wide open. Best hauls it in, breaks a tackle, and gets down to the 46. That's a great route, as Chad Pennington really put it on Best for a gain of 37.
Yeah, this came open, and watch as Best takes the outside release, and then it gets picked, and it could have been a call, as the outside receiver comes in and steps right in front of the defender, doesn't let him jump out. And that was, oh yeah, you're going to hear something about that, because Kraft was on Best and got blocked, well, basically blocked by the receiver, not allowing him to cover his man, and that's illegal, but they got away with it, and it's a big play.
Devon Best, 6 catches, 84 yards. First down at the 46. Ricky Williams. And Ricky stopped on the play by Ron Bartell after a 1-yard gain. Had a chance to spend some time with Ricky Williams yesterday. Very interesting man. Ricky enjoying football again, and he likes to credit Ronnie Brown with helping him to really develop a love for the game again.
Yeah, and I think it's a fun atmosphere. Tony Sperano and the coaching staff, I mean, it's completely obviously different than last year, and Ricky Williams really seems to be thriving.
2nd down and 9 at the 45. Ronnie Brown running. And Brown spinning, gets to the 41. He said, I want to play maybe until I'm 34 or 35, and if I can play with Ronnie, I think I can attain that goal.
Well, yeah, because he can be the number 2 guy behind Ronnie Brown in that role. He's not going to take a pounding, and he'll acknowledge. He says there may be a couple of games this year where I could carry the ball 25 or 30 times for a couple of weeks in a row, but you can't do that. He's at 31. I can't do that all year. Ronnie can, but I can't.
3rd down and 4 at the 40-yard line. Chad Pennington in the shotgun. And some movement, and Pennington drilled. A lot of speed coming from Leonard Little.
Yeah, Leonard Little knew
to pull up.
He pulled up. Didn't quite pull up completely.
Offside. Defense number 91, unabated to the quarterback.
And that's a first down.
5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Watch. He's off unabated. I mean, you can't even, they couldn't blow the whistle fast enough. I mean, that's how fast the game is. I mean, that was less than half a second before he got him. That's a tough penalty as well. That's a first down penalty on a 3rd and 4.5. They get 5 yards.
Leonard Little in his 11th season out of Tennessee, 4.5 sacks this year. First down at the 35. Ronnie Brown now, and here's the Wildcat offense. 2nd time we've seen it. Bad snap. Brown just picks it up off the turf and goes forward and gets to the 30 and gains 5. New Orleans and Tampa. Here's James Brown in New York.
Gus and Steve out of the garage is Cadillac Williams. He was back last week, finds the end zone for the first time since September 23rd last year. Gus making it 13-10 Bucks. Back to Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker.
As you take a look at that NFC South, Tampa doing well under Coach Gruden this season, along with Carolina.
That's a good division.
2nd down and 5 at the 30. Here's the Wildcat again. Another bad snap. Brown making chicken salad, and he gets to the 29.
Yeah, that's 2 snaps in a row, and the Wildcats, that the snap has been bad. On the first one, a broken play gets 5. On this one, not so good. Watch, this ball just doesn't get up off the ground. And Ronnie Brown, it's a good thing he's got good hands, because that was a nasty snap. Low left. There you see it. Satele. And you can bet that somebody's talking to him saying, hey, you got to get that up.
3rd down and 4 to the 29. Pennington back in the game. Here's Pennington with time up top. Ted Ginn incomplete. A lot of pushing and shoving at the end of that play. No flag. And that brings up 4th down.
Yeah,
Fakir Brown covering.
You said it, Gus. They're going to go down. Is when you got a guy like Ginn, he'll tell you he's 182 pounds. I don't know. So when you get a guy that's kind of light like that, the thing is to lean on him and get physical with him, get up in his face, make him miss, make him be physical back, and he just doesn't have the same strength as a big defensive back.
So now Dan Carpenter comes in to attempt a 47-yarder. He hit a 37-yarder earlier. This is up and good. The field goal kicker's doing a great job this afternoon, and Miami puts more points on the board, 13-9. And welcome back. Dan Carpenter tying the record, 10 consecutive field goals. That ties the NFL rookie record, 13-9 Miami. As the Dolphins send it away, Stanley from the 7. Stanley, and he is brought down at the 26-yard line, an 18-yard return. Courtney Bryan with the tackle on special teams. Here comes Mark Bolger and the Rams.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy. You happier. And by Subway, home of the famous, always made fresh $5 footlong.
Welcome back. St. Louis with the football at their own 26-yard line. Miami holding on to a 13-9 lead. As you take a look at Joey Porter having one of his best seasons in his 10th year, and some movement on the offensive line on the right side.
False start. Offense number 70. A 5-yard penalty. It remains 1st down.
Alex Barrow. CY Entertainment Weekly says the Big Bang Theory delivers big laughs. Tomorrow on CBS, America's most watched network. There's Joey Porter. So Alex Barron called for that false start penalty. He's in his 4th year out of Florida State on that right tackle position. 1st down and 15 from the 21. Bolger underneath, incomplete. And Torrey Holt may have gotten a case of the alligator arms there.
Yeah, he reached up for it, but he knew he was going to get hit. It would have been a great catch, but you think this is the kind of catch you kind of expect him to make. But it would have hurt. At 22, he makes that catch, Gus. I don't know. At 32, it becomes, trust me, it becomes harder and harder.
Ronaldo Hill right there. 2nd down and 15 at the 21. And they run it straight ahead, and it's Kenneth Darby. Mark Bolger, passing-wise, is 2 for his last 10, 21 yards. Randy Starks with the tackle.
Yeah, this is a point where this game is really, there's been no big plays. The defenses have been really good keeping the quarterbacks in the pocket. They've put enough pressure on to keep them on the edge, and neither team has really grabbed control of this game. You can tell by the score. It's a tight one, Gus.
3rd down and 8 at the 28. Bolger steps into his throw underneath, and it's caught. That's a beautiful throw and catch. And it's Dane Looker with the 1st down, a gain of 16.
Great work on the slide. He just comes across, pushes up the field, and then breaks across Will Allen. And it's tough because they're in man coverage all over. The safety drops back to cover the deep ball, and he can't come up to help on Allen. And Mark Bolger throws it and barely gets touched.
Mark Bolger, 8th year out of West Virginia, has completed 63% of his passes, 2nd in team history. 1st down and 10 at the 43. Looks backside, sets up a screen. And it's number 46, Daniel Fells, running the football.
And that was a nice little screen pass on 1st down, 6-yard gain, Gus. And I've really been impressed with this Rams offense today. They've been really good on 1st down. They haven't always gotten it, but a lot of times they're getting 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. That's really kept them on the football field a lot because it's been easier. We've seen them being so unsuccessful with Al Saunders as their offensive coordinator there. Unsuccessful on 3rd and 1 now. They're giving themselves a chance.
2nd down and 4. Pittman, 1st down, but a flag on the play.
Antonio Pittman, the ball carrier.
Rams think that it will go against Miami. 4-yard gain on 2nd and 4.
Holding. Defense number 95. A 5-yard penalty and a 1st down.
Jason Ferguson.
Yeah, you'll find sometimes, Gus, defensive linemen will look like they're trying to get away, and they're really not.
Saints, Tampa again. Here's JB in New York.
Hey, Gus and Steve, Buccaneers looking for their 4th straight win. Take a look here. It's Jeff Garcia back up top, hooking up with the wide receiver Antonio Bryant. 39-yard strike, 2 plays, 43 yards. Gus and Steve.
Jeff Garcia continuing to get better and better with time. He has been playing football for, it seems like, forever. Steven Jackson galloping. And he gets to the 30. Channing Crowder with the tackle, and it's a gain of 10. And Jackson now 18 carries, 80 yards.
And I'll tell you, Gus, this is another nice 1st down play. It almost looks like there Jackson didn't quite feel 100% on that leg, but nevertheless a 10-yard run makes it pretty tough not to leave him in the game.
1st down and 10 at the 31. Bolger underneath, Holt turns, flag on the play. And a penalty coming up. This may go against Holt.
Yeah, Holt, and he doesn't like it. He knows he's going to get called for it. He got really good separation at the top of the route. It looks like he pushed off right at the top of the route as he broke it off to get that separation.
Pass interference. Offense number 81, a 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
You can see there Torrey Holt yelling, he was holding me. Well, let's just see if we can get a look at it at the top of the route. Bolger's going to throw this out. You'll see the separation. And I'll tell you, Gus, sometimes that happens. The defender will hold the receiver. The receiver can't get away. Finally, he knocks him off to get away from him. And all they see is the receiver knocking the guy off him. And the receiver thinks he's being held, and the defender thinks he got pushed.
1st down and a long 20 now at the 41. Bolger. And picked off. There's your first turnover. Aiken Adele. And he gets it to the 45 of St. Louis. An 18-yard return. First turnover of the day.
Bolger never saw him. Adele drops back. Bolger's going to try and throw this right here. He knocks the tight end and then just drops off of him. See, Bolger thought he was going to run with the tight end. He didn't, and he was right in the throwing lane.
So Miami forcing a turnover with the football in St. Louis territory. Aiken Adele on the left, brought over from the Dallas Cowboys for leadership. Comes up with the interception. Played his college football at Purdue, and he's from Irving, Texas, and Purdue not the place that he thought it was going to be when he first entered college. First down and 10 at the 46 for Miami. And Pennington fumbling the ball. He'll run it to the sideline and be dragged down at midfield. Nicely done by Chris Long.
Chris Long's going to get a sack for that. Maybe a tackle for a loss, but this is just a fumble. That's Chad Pennington's fault, and Chris Long alertly doesn't dive in on Ronnie Brown, goes out, and Chad Pennington's not going to outrun too many people, let alone Chris Long.
The Rams 49.
Second down and 13. There's Chris Long. 14 sacks last year at Virginia. Second down and 13 at the 49. The pitch, Ronnie Brown tried to pitch it back to Pennington. Now he reverses, throws, caught. Martin down the sideline, fumbles, picked up. Rams have it. Culberson.
You called it, Gus. It was going to be a throwback. Chad Pennington handed to Ronnie Brown, pitch it, and then Ronnie Brown was going to throw it back to Pennington, and then Ronnie Brown alertly throws it. Nobody was down. It's hard to believe none of the offensive linemen were too far down the field. But then, of course, after you make the play, Martin coughs it up on a great play by Atogwe. And that's the thing, Gus. These guys, I see, punches it out. I mean, they never give up. You got to tip your hat to those guys. They just never give up. They're so sharp and so on it. Even though it looks like a big play, they turn it to their advantage.
So it's a first down and 10 at the 37 for St. Louis. The Rams run the reverse. Avery. And Avery goes down at the 40. Jeremiah Bell stopping him, and it's a gain of 3.
Well, that negates the interception that Bulger threw on the last series. You see there, they just don't turn the football over in Miami. That's been another reason that they've turned it around as they have this year with Tony Sperano. The accountability everywhere. It shows up in a lot of places, and the turnovers are one of them.
Second down and 7 at the 40. Steven Jackson. Jackson leaning. Brought down at the 42. Merling.
Gus, we've talked a lot about what Steven Jackson has meant. And this is just a little thing. I mean, they were 2nd and 8. And before, when they weren't running the ball well and they weren't doing that much, you know, you run the little reverse, you get 2 yards, then you try it again and you don't get any yards. It's 3rd and 8. Well, now it's only 3rd and 5, and that 3 yards makes a big difference in games like this. Little by little, you get better and better and stay on the field.
3rd down and 5. Rams 5 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. Bulger steps up. Oh, caught. Beautiful chuck. And this is Burton. And he picks up the first down at the 35. A gain of 23. Mark Bulger throwing a BB. And that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Rams, Dolphins, 13-9.
Yes, he was.
Welcome back. Jim Haslett watching his team trailing 13-9 as we start the 4th quarter, but on a nice drive right now at the Miami 35-yard line after the turnover. Steven Jackson in the backfield. They pitch it to him. Jackson dives forward, and a flag on the play on the far side. Jason Ferguson with the tackle.
Tackled by 95, Ferguson.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 19, wide receiver covered at the tight end. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So let's take a look at the last catch, though.
And watch how much time Mark Bulger has and how much time Keenan Burton has to make this route work. He runs down the field 14 yards, jumps in, and then breaks out. It takes a long time for a route like that to develop, but Mark Bulger had plenty of time to wait on him and threw it right on time in the right spot.
First down and 15, though, at the 40 after the illegal formation. There's Burton, the motion man, play fake. Bulger, sidearm, and it's Fells again down the sideline. Fells has been effective as he gets out of bounds close to the 30-yard line in front of Roth. And it's a gain of 9.
Yeah, and the play action passes are working a lot better now. I mean, they're rolling out. They're using Bulger a lot more, giving the play fake. The defense has got to honor it because of the success Steven Jackson and the rest of the running backs have had. It just makes everything go better. And then when you start bootlegging, moving him out of the pocket, a lot of other things open up.
Second down and 6. Fells, 2 catches, 15 yards. At the 31-yard line, Steven Jackson. Not as much room here in the second half, Steve, for Jackson. Miami has made an adjustment.
Yeah, there's no question they're keying on him. And I don't know that, that this defense of the Miami Dolphins didn't go in at halftime and say, just wait a minute. I mean, you got to kind of compare Steven Jackson to other guys around the league like Brandon Jacobs, guys like that who are big, tough, physical runners who carry the ball a lot. And you really have to bear up as a defense. Not only do you have to key on them, but then you also have to play the rest of the offensive plays as well.
Third down and 5 at the 30. They need to go to the 25 for first down. Bulger to the sideline. Out of bounds. Are they going to call it a catch? Yes. And that's a first down. Torrey Holt didn't hang on, but he held on long enough in front of Joey Thomas.
That's right. As he comes out, this ball is right there. It's in the air. He moves out, and he tucks it away and starts to run, and that's a good call. That was a catch, tuck away, and then a slap out, fumble. And now
Torrey Holt has just passed Rod Smith. And if it counts, the red flag is on the field. It will be challenged.
Yeah, he wants to see if that's a catch, fumble, and if it's a fumble backwards, it may have to go where it went out of bounds. And we'll see if they have to move the spot for the first down, Gus.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
We have a challenge on the field. Miami leading at 13-9. The question, was this a catch?
I think there's no question it was. He's got it. He tucks it away, makes a football move up the field. Both feet were on the ground at least once before the ball came out. I think this play stands as called. It's a first down for the Rams. Yeah, I think that was an excellent call by the official. The ball came out late after he had turned up the field and taken a couple of steps with the ball tucked up.
So we will see right now as Ron Winter prepares to make the call.
After review, the receiver had the ball in his possession. Therefore, it is a completed pass.
Steve, you were right.
First down. Miami is charged with a first-team timeout.
Well, I hate to say it like that, but I wasn't right. The official got it right. It pains me to admit it, but it's true. That's a great call by the official. He was right on top of it. You see, he's got his foot down, his eyes down, making sure where the ball went out of bounds. It was exactly the right call. And he got it right the first time.
So the Rams have it at the 23. Torrey Holt has just passed Rod Smith for 13th on the NFL's all-time reception list with that catch. 850 career receptions. First down. Bulger. Quick release. Fells. And Fells stopped by Jeremiah Bell. A gain of 4. Carolina and the Packers. Here's JB.
Hey, Gus and Steve, trailing 21-10 early in the third. Green Bay has battled back to tie it up here. Aaron Rodgers play action, hooking up with Donald Lee, a 5-yard strike. 2-point conversion is good, and it's all knotted at 21 as we now head into the fourth. Gus and Steve.
So Green Bay, AF, after Favre, 5-6, chasing Chicago and Minnesota. Second down and 6 at the 19. They throw the fade up top, and it is incomplete. Torrey Holt, the intended receiver. Good coverage there by Andre Goodman.
Yeah, if you're going to complete this pass, Gus, the receiver's got to get open right now at the line of scrimmage. Goodman turns and runs, puts his hand on him. You see as he puts his hands on him, he looks up for the football. Everything's okay after that, and that's excellent defense, tough route to complete.
3rd down and 6 at the 19. Rams need to go to the 13-yard line for 1st down. Holt, the receiver at the top of your screen. Looker is in the slot at the top. Bulger in the shotgun. Here's Bulger throwing, incomplete. Steven Jackson, the intended receiver, as the Dolphins came on the blitz. Will Allen again in the backfield, and that will bring on the field goal team.
Yeah, Mark Bulger knew he wasn't protected on this. He had to get rid of the football. He knew he had a free rusher on his left and had to roll out a little bit to his right to buy just a fraction of a second, but he couldn't complete the pass. Great defensive call right at the right time.
Josh Brown, 25, 51, and 33 yarders. This time he's looking for a 38-yarder to remain perfect. High snap handled, and the kick is up and good. What can Brown do for you? A little bit of everything. 4 field goals for Josh Brown.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Garmin. Give a Garmin GPS this holiday season. The Home Depot, the official home improvement sponsor of the NFL. And by the all-new Dodge Ram. Never back down from a challenge.
And welcome back. 13-12 Miami. All the points coming from Josh Brown today. He has been excellent. 4 field goals. And now it's Ted Ginn from the 2. And Ginn crosses the 20 up to the 22-yard line. A 21-yard return tonight on 60 Minutes. Michael Phelps, a rare inside look at his life since the Olympics, plus the great poker swindle. Cheaters who won $20 million and got away with it tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. 1st down and 10 for the Dolphins, going after their 7th win of the season. They've won 4 of 5 games. Chad Pennington coming over from the Jets. He was released when they found out that they could acquire Brett Favre in New York, and he has been great with this Dolphins team. Just a good man. And running the football on loose ball, and it's picked up. Dolphins hold on. But speaking of a good man, Tony Sparano in his first year as the head coach in Miami, and what he's done, you don't want to say it's amazing because those words may be too strong, but he's just a positive coach who gets on his players, but his players like him, Steve.
They really do, and everybody talks about the accountability he brings to it. He's honest from day one. You can sit down and talk to him, Gus. The guy tells the truth, and he talks football, and these guys have really responded to him and his leadership.
2nd down and 8 at the 25. Ricky Williams in the game. They pitch it to him. Near side, Williams, and he goes down at the 32. Yeah, Ricky Williams also with some nice things to say about his head coach.
Yeah, he says his attention to detail really came out. You know, when Tony Sparano started to coach this team, he's always got something to say, Ricky said in practice after every play, but it's about details. He said, Tony Sparano will say, Ricky, tie your shoes. Or pull your socks up. It's the little things that he pays attention to, and it's a message that Sparano has told all his guys. The details win, and I think the consistency of their play bears that out.
Dolphins face with a 3rd down and 2 at the 31 now. Williams, the deep back. They give it to Ricky, and I don't know. I don't think he got it. The Rams don't think so either. On 3rd down and 2.
I don't think they got it either. No, they did not get it.
So an official's timeout as they bring out the chains.
It's going to be close, but they're going to be about a length of a football short. And Ricky Williams tries to get up in there, just gets balled up. And it's going to be very close, but I do not think they got it. And I think, you know, Gus, it's always my opinion when we get to this point. You think Tony Sparano being a Bill Parcells guy, you think, man, maybe they'll go for that. And there you see about a half a football.
No, not this deep in their own territory.
Not with a 1-point lead on the road when your defense has played pretty darn well this game.
So Miami will punt as Brandon Fields comes on.
You can see Tony Sperano saying, come on, man, we got to get that. And he's talking about that 3rd down and short. That's exactly the kind of play you got to convert if you're the Dolphins.
Tony Sperano telling us yesterday, we will find out what kind of team we are this week, especially after coming off that big loss last week against a New England team and taking on a struggling St. Louis team this afternoon.
Not only that, but this last month and a half of the season for them, last 5 games, 4 of them on the road.
Stanley comes up, makes the catch at the 29. Stanley looking for a hole, and he's driven backwards and goes down at the 30. A 39-yard punt and a 5-yard return. Tony Sperano not a happy man. His team up by a penny. 4th quarter, St. Louis.
1st and 10 from their own 30.
And welcome back. 1-point game. St. Louis taking over at the 33. Bulger rolls out, fires. Oh, picked off again. Great job as Ronaldo Hill came out of nowhere and Bulger throws his 2nd interception. He just didn't see him.
That was a bad throw, Gus. That was not going to be completed even if it got through. I didn't like the decision. We'll see here as he rolls out after the bootleg and he throws it right to him. And this ball was trying to get the ball down the field, and he didn't throw it hard enough to get it down there anyway, and he threw it right to Hill. And that was a bad decision, a bad throw.
1st down for the Dolphins at the St. Louis 40. Ricky Williams, and he'll carry a Ram with him to the 33 and gain 7. Clifton Ryan jumping on his back.
This is where the Ram defense has got to stand up and help out. I mean, there's no question 2 turnovers hurt you. But this second one is down in your end, and you're down by 1 point in a game you feel like you can win right here with a defensive stop.
2nd down and 3 at the 33. Polite and Williams in the backfield. Inside handoff. And it's Polite. We haven't seen a lot of Rodney Brown, Steve, here in the 2nd half. It just makes you think that something may be wrong with him. He's been on the sideline.
Yeah.
Brown, 10 carries, 42 yards this afternoon.
Yeah, you rarely see him on the sidelines holding his helmet in his hand when the offense is on the field. He's usually up there ready to go in, being ready. But right there, you get the feeling that this is not a series he's going to partake in.
1st down and 10 at the 28. And a flag on the play.
False start. Offense number 68. The 5-yard penalty remains 1st down.
Ndukwe again with a penalty. The right guard.
Yeah, right here on the other side of Pennington. You see, he just barely moved. That's all it takes. And these guys let him know. I mean, the defenders, that's all they watch. They're not looking at the football or anything. They watch kind of the guys across from them. When they twitch, they go.
8 penalties, 79 yards against Miami. 1st down and 15 at the 33. Ricky Williams gets through the hole. Williams dropped a shoulder and gets inside the 25. Todd Johnson with the stop, and Ricky gets up slowly.
That was a nice 9-yard gain. And Ricky Williams gets up and hops off the field with one leg, and that'll bring Ronnie Brown into the game. That was a nice hard run by Ricky Williams. You see the burst that he has to get to the edge, and of course when he ducks that shoulder, he turns into a bowling ball.
Ronnie Brown back in. 2nd down and 6 at the 24. They pitch it to Brown with the blocker in front, but not a lot of room to get upfield as the Ram defense, James Hall, quick to the football.
James Hall.
That was just a quick sweep run. They've tried this a couple of times. The Dolphins, what happens is a lot of teams don't run the pitch very much. I think they saw something in the Ram defense that gave them a chance to do it. The reason they don't run pitches is because it's hard to play action pass in your passing game off a pitch fake. It just doesn't work very well. But when you think you've got that pitch, you'll see maybe 4 or 5 of them in a game because the offense will see something.
3rd down and 6 at the 24. Dolphins 3 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Pennington up the sideline. Incomplete. No flag. Best, the intended receiver, Jason Kraft, covering.
Yeah, you see this as an out and then up. This is the play that came loose earlier where the receiver blocked the defender. That's a great play right there at the corner by Kraft, getting his hand up, getting his shoulders turned. They're letting him play down the field, Gus. You called it. There's a lot of contact down the field in the secondary, but there's no flags.
So it's a game for the kicker. Carpenter, perfect. 37 and 47. This one from 42 yards away. High snap, got it away, and a nice draw on that ball, and it goes through. It looks like one of your golf shots.
When I mishit it, it goes right.
6:39 to go in the 4th quarter. Miami holding on. 16-12.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint. Get NFL Mobile Live only from Sprint, only on the Now Network. And by Lipitor.
(16-12) Dolphins 6 minutes and 39 seconds away from their 7th win of the season after going 1-15 last year. Derek Stanley starts from his own 5. And Stanley, a very solid return, gets up to the 31, a 27-yard return. Don't forget, Saturday, it's the annual renewal of one of the greatest spectacles in all of sports. It's all grit, all guts, and all glory. It's the Army-Navy game. Saturday at noon on CBS.
I'm here today, Mark Bulger, and there's 12 for 28. No touchdowns, no interceptions. With 2 interceptions, but 26.9 rating, and that is bad. That is bad. 12 for 28 is not a good day.
So Bulger throwing those 2 interceptions. The latest, a costly one, as it allows Miami to take a 4-point lead. 6 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the 4th. 1st down at the 31 for Bulger and the Rams. Antonio Pittman in the game at running back. They hand it to him straight ahead, and he has some space. Crosses the 35 up to the 37. Aiken-Adell. That's a gain of 6. And we were talking about Aiken-Adell, and I wanted to finish that point. When he went to Purdue, his mother, he was from Texas, and he missed home so much, he would call his mother every day and say, "Mom, I'm coming home." And eventually she would say to him, "You can't come home. I gave away your room."
Your brother's in your... Yeah. Gave your room away to your brother. You don't have any place to sleep.
2nd down and 4 at the 37. Here's Pittman again, and he's stood up and driven backwards. That's a heck of a play by Roth. Matt Roth, and it's a loss of 1.
Well, Gus, at this point of the game, 5:45 and counting down, the Rams need to put together a drive that gets into Miami territory and turn it into a touchdown. With 5:35 to go, they've got to make something go offensively because they can't let the Dolphins score another field goal or a touchdown. They've got to make something on this drive, or it's going to get really, really panicky when they get the ball back.
3rd down and 5 at the 36. They need to go to the 41 for a 1st down. Kenneth Darby in the backfield with Bulger. Here's Bulger out of the shotgun underneath. It's caught, but not enough for 1st down. Jeremiah Bell with the tackle on Anthony Beck. So the Rams have a decision, and they will punt.
And the crowd doesn't like it at all. They want to go. They want to see the offense stay out there. Bulger steps up, and you got to hope your tight end can catch this and turn it up the field and make something happen, but throws a little behind him. He takes him a while to get his shoulder squared up, and the defender's there to make the tackle.
But you have to credit Miami. They have done a really nice job today of tackling. It was a point of emphasis in practice this week. Wow. So Best drives one, and this goes into the end zone. Excuse me, Donnie Jones driving one. Best was back deep, and that's a 60-yard punt, a net of 40. So Miami will have it at the 20. Coming up next, NFL action continues as Big Ben and the AFC North leading Steelers head to Foxborough as they battle Randy Moss and the 7-4 Patriots. A pair of division leaders square off as the Broncos take on the Jets or the Chiefs take on the Raiders. Check your local listings.
Well, since they couldn't get anything going, I think Jim Haslett has to consider maybe starting to use his timeouts. It'll depend on the yardage I think that the Dolphins are able to get. If they hold them short, they may go ahead and use a timeout to stop the clock.
First down, Ronnie Brown running. And Brown found a crease, crosses the 25 up to the 27, a 7-yard gain. Vobora with the tackle.
And I think that's too many yards to use a timeout to stop the clock. I think, you know, you got to hold them to no yards or minus yardage if you want to use that kind of strategy. But when you've given up 7 yards on first down, it's pretty tough to put that on your defense to stop them.
St. Louis with 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Miami with 2. Second down and 3 from the 27 for Chad Pennington. He's done a very nice job managing the game this afternoon. Polite and Brown in the backfield. Inside handoff, and this is Polite. And he picks up the first down.
I'll tell you, Gus, the offense for the Dolphins, I mean, this is Dan Henning at his best. He is a hard-nosed, physical offensive coordinator. He knows, and he'll tell you from the day one of training camp, there's going to be a time, guys, when we need to line up and run it, and they know we're going to run it, and we still have to run it well.
There's Dan Henning.
He knows everybody who's ever been associated with the NFL at any time. He knows everybody.
First down and 10. Brown couldn't keep his feet, and he goes down at the 31. So maybe a half-yard gain, depending on the spot.
And there, Jim Haslett, after they stop him on that first down for short yardage, now Haslett does use the timeout, and that's the right way to go.
So on a day in which the 2 top picks had a chance to face each other, Jake Long and Chris Long. And who won this battle?
Well, Jake Long has a bad ankle, and Chris Long was able to get 1 sack, but the sack he got was chasing Chad Pennington down on this play when it wasn't Jake Long who was supposed to be blocking him. So Chris Long hasn't gotten a sack against Jake Long, and I think Jake Long's acquitted himself pretty well with a bad ankle. It's taped up really high, really tight. It was a question of whether he was going to go, and Chris Long is a high motor guy. You knew it was going to be a long afternoon, but you know, this game's not over. You see there how tight his right ankle is taped up, but these 2 guys have been banging heads all day, and they'll have a smile for each other after this game.
Second down and 10 at the 31. Been a lot of fun watching these 2 young men go at it. Play fake. Pennington rolls out of the pocket, throws on the run. Ted Ginn Jr. with the catch, and he does not hold on. Or does he? Yes, he does.
Oh, I don't know. That ball came out pretty fast. And he fumbled it out of bounds.
It was a catch of a forward pass, fumbled backwards and out of bounds.
2:54 to play in the 4th quarter. Miami with the 16-12 lead. Tony Sperano and the Dolphins. This organization winning 1 game last year, and they are 3 minutes away from their 7th this season. As you take a look at the replay, Ted Ginn Jr. fumbling it out of bounds.
Yeah, it's hard to see whether he had possession of this ball. Well, his knee was down too, and I think that's probably a good call. And the Dolphins are going to take a timeout here on a crucial 3rd and 2, where they're trying to get to the 2-minute warning with the ball on a first down.
They actually make it a 3rd down and 3. And let's take a look at some of the key plays in this game. This has been a grinder of a game. Not a lot going on. Ronnie Brown with a 3-yard touchdown run.
And that'll give you an idea of how these guys are breaking rocks with hammers here. 2 interceptions there. The Aiken Adele and this one right there.
And that led to a Dolphin field goal. That interception, prior to that interception by Bulger, the score was 13-12.
Yeah, there's been 4 field goals by the Rams, 3 field goals and a touchdown by Miami. There really has been no significant big plays in this game. Both these clubs playing it close to the vest. The turnovers by the Rams have only yielded 3 points. And it's been a tough fought game on both sides.
All right, 3rd down and 3 at the 38. Big play for this St. Louis defense. They need the ball. Let's see if they blitz. Polite and Williams in the backfield. Play fake. They throw it out of the backfield, and it's caught by Polite. That is a great call by Dan Henning, and terrific execution by their quarterback, Chad Pennington. A gain of 6 on 3rd and 3.
You can see the frustration on Jim Haslett's face. That was a big play. This is going to get him to the 2-minute warning. And Ricky Williams lays a nice block right here. He goes down, he goes down low on Tenoi Samoa to get his hands down so Pennington can get the football out to the sideline.
1st down for Miami. 2:49 to play. Polite, Ricky Williams in the backfield. Here's Ricky. And Ricky Williams up to the 47. Maybe the 48.
Well, now Rams have to take another timeout to stop the clock, and it's turning into desperation mode for St. Louis. They need a touchdown and the ball, and they've gotten neither today.
Rams with 1 timeout left. Brings up 2nd and 6.
We haven't seen too much, as you see Orlando Pace got back in the game today at left tackle for the Rams. We haven't seen too much of the Wildcat offense. I think they ran it once early in the 1st half, and it got stuffed for a 3-yard loss. We haven't seen it since.
So here's what's at stake for the Dolphins. They're trying to stay in the playoff hunt. Right now, Indy and Baltimore with the wild card spots, and Miami at 6-5, still in it. Very favorable schedule to end their season. 2nd weakest schedule. 2nd down and 6 at the 48. Ronnie Brown, and he stood up and taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Fakir Brown in on the play.
And now the Rams take their final timeout with 2:38 left, and another huge 3rd down. They've got to get the stop so they'll get the football back, and it'll probably be at the 2-minute warning.
So no timeouts left for St. Louis. As Tony Sperano watches from the sideline. And you talked about it, Steve, during a timeout. A grinder of a game, but a very important game for a team trying to build its confidence.
Yeah, no question. And for both these clubs, the Dolphins took it on the chin last week in New England. I'm telling you, that took the wind out of them. They were sailing along, won 4 of their last 5, and then the New England Patriots took them to the house and scored a ton of points on this defense that was pretty good, and it still is pretty good. And they were very concerned about making this loss, or that loss last week, count for 2 and having a hangover for this week. And they have not played a dominating game at all against a team you would think they could dominate.
3rd down and 8 at the 46. They're 4 of 11 on 3rd down conversions. Pennington in the shotgun. And some movement. And if this is against St. Louis,
I think that's the first time today the crowd's been involved.
False start. Offense number 57. A 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
And that's Allman, the center.
Yeah, everybody, the whole line quivered before the ball was snapped.
Allman in at left guard. Smiley going out of the game. And Tony Sperano's reaction. instead of 3rd down and 8, it's 3rd down and 13 at the 41. Play clock winding down. The pitch, Ronnie Brown, and he will be stopped at about the line of scrimmage with 2:30 and counting to go.
Yeah, that was a clock play, Gus. Not a play designed to get the 1st down. That was a play designed to get to the 2-minute warning.
16-12. Jim Haslett and the Rams cannot stop the clock after the 2-minute warning. They are out of timeouts. Chad Pennington heads to the sideline, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning with the score. Miami 16, St. Louis 12. Here come the Rams. And welcome back. 2 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Tony Sperano on the left, Jim Haslett on the right. 16-12 Miami. Rams need a good return, not a very good punt. Stanley will get a shot inside the 20, trying to get outside, and he will not. Great special teams tackle by London. Brandon London bringing him down, and here comes Mark Bulger. 16 career game-winning drives.
Well, he needs one here. 1:50, no timeouts. Gus, you go through this every week. You go through it where your team comes out. You've either got 1 timeout or no timeouts. You got a certain amount of time on the clock, and you run a 2-minute drill. Josh Brown has been great for the St. Louis Rams today. He's worthless right now because they can't get a field goal to win the game. They've got to get their only touchdown of the game on this drive.
So here come the Rams to the line of scrimmage. From their own 25, Kenneth Darby in the backfield with Bulger. And Bulger to the sideline. Incomplete, intended for Avery, the rookie. That brings up 2nd down.
And that was a mistimed throw. Bulger got it out there. Avery was late coming out of his route, or maybe on time, and Bulger threw it a little earlier, but they just didn't connect. It was going to be open. He came out open, but the ball was already there.
2nd down and 10. 1:45 left. No timeouts for St. Louis. Bulger over the middle. Caught at the 30. And that is Looker. As the Rams will get to the line of scrimmage. Will Allen with the tackle. Bulger directing traffic. 3rd down and 4.
The previous play is being reviewed.
This play comes down. It's going to be reviewed from upstairs to see if Dane Looker fumbled the football. If he did not fumble the football, the clock will be running. That looked like he did fumble it. Does it get out? Yeah, it does. It gets out of bounds. So if he fumbled it, this ball comes out before his knee goes down and then goes out of bounds, which would stop the clock, and they would put a few seconds back on. You see this ball. I think the ball comes out right when the arm comes out, the ball's out, and the knee's down there, but you can't see the ball, so you don't know that it's out.
He still has it there.
There's the ball. The ball's out right there because at the point of the ball is outside his arm. You see the ball's out there, and there's his knee down there.
Determine if the pass was complete.
When we saw it in live motion from that angle, I thought the ball came out.
Jim Haslett, the interim coach of this team, replacing Scott Linehan on September 29th. The players like him. They would love for him to get an opportunity to put his system in and coach this team.
There's a groundswell within the locker room to have him retained as head coach. And you get the feeling that it's not just the players, but a lot of people in the front office like his attitude and like his leadership and the way he thinks and the way he works.
6 years as a head coach with the New Orleans Saints. He won 45 games. Also was a terrific player, 8 years in the NFL in Buffalo.
Now you see here the Rams are already at the line of scrimmage, because if this play comes back reviewable and says it goes like it is. The clock is going to start as soon as they're ready. And here's the play again. See, the ball's out there, and then his knee goes down. So that it was a fumble, and it went out of bounds, so the clock should have stopped. So the time it took for the officials to spot the ball and the Rams to snap, get ready for the snap, you have to put that time back on the clock.
After review, the receiver had the ball in his possession and was ruled down by contact. His left knee touched the ground. Therefore, the clock will start on the ready for play.
I disagree with that. I think they missed it. I think that ball was out of his arm. It was popped loose before his knee hit down. But it doesn't matter. And that's why the Rams are ready to go right now. As soon as they whistle that ball ready for play, it's going to be snapped.
3rd down and 4 at the 31 now.
And they get 2 plays to make this, Gus. This is obviously 4-down territory part of the game. They've got to take 2 downs, even if they need 2 downs just to get the 1st down.
1:21 to go. Bolger snaps it. Bolger over the middle, incomplete.
And that was
a late flag coming in. Will Allen and Looker, the intended receiver. There's Will Allen, maybe pass interference.
Yeah, no question. I mean, Dane Looker got tackled before the ball was there, and it was a play that a defensive back will make because they can't give up a big play, Gus. A penalty, okay, but don't turn the guy loose and let him run up the football field for a 30-yard gain.
Holding defense number 25. A 5-yard penalty and a 1st down.
First down now at the 36. There's Looker again.
Right, and you see here the hesitation. He just grabs him, and it was an easy call, and it was the right call.
1:12 to go. Bolger to the sideline. Caught. Looker gets out of bounds at the 42.
Well, that play took 4 seconds. If they can get out of bounds, they're going to be able to take short passes, but the short passes at this point are going to have to be mostly to the outside of the field. They can't really try stuff over the middle unless they're going to get the 1st down and give the guy a chance for a catch and run.
St. Louis last win when they were down in the 4th, 2006 against San Francisco. Bolger in the shotgun underneath. The ball is caught by Darby, and Darby taken down by Jeremiah Bell after a 5-yard gain. No timeouts for the Rams, down 16-12. Rams have lost 5 in a row. Now Bolger quickly to the line of scrimmage. Bolger with time up top, incomplete, as he throws that one out of bounds, and it stops the clock at 43 seconds on 2nd and 10.
That incompletion was caused by the completion the play before. They got it, and the clock was running. They had to get up to the line, and the receivers, there was some hesitation on the near side between Looker and Avery as to what the route was, and when they got up to the top of the routes, neither one of them was in the right spot, and Bolger ended up throwing it into airspace.
2nd down and 10 at the 47. Rams need a touchdown. Once again, no timeouts. Looker in motion. Here's Bolger throwing it up, and it is intercepted. Goodman picked it off and goes down, and the Miami Dolphins will win their 7th game of the season under Tony Sparano.
The 3rd interception of the day, Gus. This one was probably the best throw of the 3. Trying to find Stanley, just overthrew it by a hair. Goodman is right there to cut him off and make the catch. They needed the big play. The game started to slip away after the 2nd turnover, and they gave up the field goal to go down by 4. And then it got to be desperation time inside of 2 minutes, and the Rams just couldn't make the plays to win it.
So after going 1-15 last year, Tony Sparano and this Miami Dolphins squad now 35 seconds away from win number 7 as Chad Pennington, very efficient, takes the knee. No touchdowns, no interceptions, no mistakes for this Miami offense, and that will do it. 16-12, Dolphins. Congratulations to the people of South Florida. The Fish are playing. Stay tuned for game 2 of our doubleheader. Pittsburgh and New England, Denver at the Jets, or Kansas City at Oakland. For Steve Tasker, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from St. Louis.